Flora and her husband went to their country villa for a vacation. In pursuit of excitement, her husband handcuffed Flora's hands to the bed. Unexpectedly, her husband died from a sudden illness, leaving Flora trapped on the bed for 5 hours. To break free from her restraints, she endured excruciating pain and broke her hand bones, struggling desperately to pull herself free. To her surprise, she succeeded. Flora excitedly jumped off the bed, forcefully broke off a piece of wood from the headboard, and walked toward the door, ready to escape. Just as she was celebrating how simple it had been, she turned around only to discover she was still sitting on the bed. The physical and mental stress had caused her to hallucinate. She closed her eyes to calm herself down. She had to find a way to call for help. That's when she finally noticed the phone on the bedside table. Flora shifted her body, trying to reach the phone, but she was always just a bit too far away. Reluctantly, she had to give up. This struggle left her, already exhausted, desperately thirsty. She remembered that before the incident, her husband had placed a glass of water on the wooden shelf above her head, so she moved the handcuffs upward and grabbed the wooden board. First, she tilted the board forward to see where the glass was positioned. Then, she slowly raised one side of the board, making the glass slide along it toward her other hand. After finally getting the water glass, she found that with both hands restricted by the handcuffs, her mouth couldn't reach the glass at all. Helplessly, she had to put the glass back. Then she suddenly remembered that she had casually placed the tag from her new clothes on the shelf that morning. She quickly found the tag and rolled it into a straw shape, put it in her mouth, then retrieved the water glass with her other hand and greedily drank through the makeshift straw. But after 2 sips, she stopped. She didn't know how long she would be trapped here, so she had to conserve some water and prepare for the worst. Time passed, unknowingly. Flora gradually couldn't keep her eyes open. The enormous pressure was driving her to the brink of collapse, and she began to lose consciousness. At midnight, the stray dog lying by the door seemed to see something, and suddenly fled in panic. The drowsy Flora was also awakened by strange noises. In her daze, she seemed to see a figure standing in the corner. Flora thought it was another hallucination, but the man had already walked to the bedside, revealing an eerie smile. Then he opened the box in his hands, which was filled with jewelry. Flora didn't dare look directly at the scene before her. She tightly shut her eyes, letting all her fears vanish into the darkness. The next morning, Flora woke up in pain. Her hands had been confined for so long that blood circulation was cut off, causing spasms. The intense pain made her scream uncontrollably. After calming down, she discovered her husband's body had begun to decompose, attracting swarms of flies. She noticed human footprints in the blood on the floor. Could that figure from last night really have been Death? Panicked, Flora could only close her eyes again, praying that none of this was real. After tremendous effort, she finally escaped. In the end, she discovered that the person was a grave robber with acromegaly, not Death at all. Movie title: Gerald's Game.